Welcome students, Tom Harmer, your accounting professor, and this will be a demonstration of how to do a Cengagenow homework exercise. So I've already gone in and played with this a bit, but I'm going to click the resume button for this chapter 1 homework exercise collection. So I go into this resume assignment, which you can do too because you have 3 attempts. And my first problem here is a whole page, and it includes fill in the blanks. So as you're reading the chapter, you can go through this and be answering the fill in the blanks. And then here we have a little accounting problem, your first accounting system where you're entering data, and we'll take a look at that. And then down here, this is another type of interactive exercise, and I'll walk you through that. And these are the questions related to this interactive exercise. So we come up here, and this is just normal pull down, here's the accounting equation. They want to know, okay, assets equals liabilities plus, I've answered that. The amount of money a business earns by selling services, okay. Revenue, okay, so you're filling those in. You can click on check my work at any time. All the places I have errors, which is just about everywhere since I haven't done anything yet. Okay, so then I continue with the assignment. Now let's go down here. So here we are. Here's our November 2nd contribution to the business. So we're coming to our accounting system here, and that's an increase in cash of $7,500, and the equation has to balance, and so it's also an increase in the owner's equity, the capital account, $7,500. Okay, so that's what you're doing, is you're walking through and entering each one of these transactions in the accounting equation. And then after you're done, you can run a check and see where your answers are wrong. When you're incorrect, I give you 3 attempts. You can go back and make your corrections. Okay, now that's one simple type of exercise. Now this one here is interactive exercise, where they've given you some basic beginning information. Manuel Ortez deposited $1,000 personal funds in business checking account on March 1, and Ortez purchased $800 of supplies on account. On account, of course, always means it's either accounts payable or accounts receivable, and if he's purchasing, it's going to be accounts payable. Okay, the amount paid to the creditor on account and the cost of supplies on hand March 1st have been provided as a sliding amount using 2 sliders. Okay, so here we are. Let's enter this at 0. So we've made no payments to the creditors. Let's move this over. There you go. Supplies on hand on the first day is $800 as supplies. We just purchased it, and our accounts payable is $800. We've made no payments on credit. So after those the first 2 transactions, this is our balance sheet. Assets are $1,800, and liabilities and owner's equity $1,800. Always balances. So then we come through here to our questions. Does the balance sheet balance for each and every slide position? Does it balance? Okay, and that's of course yes. Are the total assets the same for each sliding position? Of course that's no. Okay, so then you're going through each one of these. If all the supplies on hand and the creditor is unpaid, what are the total assets? Total assets were there are $1,800, right? Because that's where we got. If no supplies on hand and the creditor is paid in full, what are the total assets? Okay, so if the creditor is paid in full, we paid the creditor $800. Okay, so we've got 0 accounts payable, and we've got no supplies on hand. Come back here to 0. That means we have $200 of assets. Okay, so if there are no supplies on hand and the creditor is paid in full, what are the total assets? And that's going to be 200. Okay, well, let's go ahead and check my work and see if I did it right. Okay, so I come back down. There you go. So I got that right. So there you go. You see how the slider is used, and they've come up with some very creative exercises using these sliders, and it does really make your mind have to do the critical thinking to understand these things. So there you go. There's a demonstration of doing this interactive type of homework exercise in Cengagenow.